Hi there, my name's Cody. I am a trainer at the Marks Park Alter-Reeds Dog Training School in Johannesburg. In today's video I am going to be showing you a set of exercises which are chained together to teach the dog or get the dog used to being handled in a medical sense, so that once you take the dog to a vet or to a groomer's, your dog is totally used to being handled in certain ways, manipulated in certain ways. For this exercise, if you have a young dog, as in a puppy, or if you have a small dog, you can do this exercise while sitting on the floor. Once your dog gets a bit bigger or a bit older, it's a good idea with a bigger dog to sit on a chair, with a smaller dog to actually put them on a table. I'm going to be using Tarquin here. Even though he's an adult dog, he is quite used to being handled. Now, if I were to do this as an adult dog, I'd actually have him on the table, so just see him as a puppy at the moment. With this exercise, it is very, very important that you keep your face as far away from the dog as possible. The reason for this is a lot of dogs don't like being manipulated, and this has a touch of force in it as well. So you need to keep your face away just in case the dog snaps by accident. You don't want them connecting with your face. How are you going to start? You are in a seated position. You have your legs out in front of them so that they can see you, and you are going to have their back to your chest. What you are going to start with, you are going to start with the hands here, and you're going to try and keep the dog as calm as possible. How you do this is you are just going to talk very quietly to them. Be quiet rather in this exercise. It makes them feel a little bit more comfortable than if you're shouting. The other thing as well, if you're going to be talking loud, literally their ears are right in front of your mouth. You're going to hurt their ears. So you start just with getting them nice and calm. Always remember that you have treats and rewards with you as well, and you're going to reward each sense of this process just because it makes it that much more positive. So we're going to start with keeping one hand on the chest so you've got control, and the other hand just scratching the head so that they can feel where you are. Then drift down the muzzle, and you're going to lift up and just look at the teeth. Good boy. And if you can, open and close the mouth. Good boy. Now I've swapped hands, but I always keep a hand, doesn't matter which one, on the dog's chest. The next thing that you do is you open the eyes. You just want to check that there's nothing stuck in there, that they don't have any scratches on the lenses, that there's no bloodshot vessels, and that their eyes are clean. That's it. There we go. Good boy. And feet. Good dog. The next thing that we're going to do is you're going to go to the ears. Now, most dogs quite like having their ears tickled. So you can tickle, 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 tickle. The nice thing about this is it also desensitizes the ear to the fact that you are going to be touching them. And remember to do both, because obviously they've got two ears. Then what you're going to do, some might think is a little bit odd, but you're going to put your nose inside their ear, and you're going to give their ear a good sniff. Now what you're looking for is a slightly off smell. If there's something wrong with the ears inside, it gives off a smell before you can see anything. So that's the ears. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. There's another sweetie for you. Now, the next place you're going to go is down the leg. You're going to gently pick up the leg. Now, this is when your dog might start to fidget. You're looking for the dew claw. Now, the dew claw is that claw on the side of your dog's leg that doesn't actually touch the ground. You're going to need to manipulate that dew claw because it's going to have to be clipped manually. They don't wear it down like they do the rest of their nails. The next part of this is to check the actual dog's foot. Now you check in between the pads, just in case that they've got something stuck in there, a thorn, a grass seed, a whatever, and then you want to touch the nails as well. The one thing you've got to remember, particularly about puppies, and there he goes with the manipulation, so we go back to the starting position. You've got to remember with the nails, especially in puppies, their nails grow as fast as they do. So when your dog is young, you are going to have to clip the nails rather than just letting them wear down. The other thing, when your dog gets really old and they're not as active as they used to be, you will have to do the same thing. Come, hop in. Up and sit. There we go. That's it, clever. There we go. Is it good boy? Is it good boy? Now, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to get the dog up. However, I'm still going to keep hold of them because you want to check their ribs. Now, you want to actually feel the ribs if you push, and you should actually be able to see on most dogs the last two ribs. If you can't see this, I'm sorry to say, but your dog's actually overweight. So you want to be able to feel those ribs. Obviously on Tarquin, because he's a curly-haired dog, it's quite difficult to see the ribs, but I can quite easily feel them. Good. Then we're going to drift the hand underneath, and you're going to check the stomach. Now, you're looking for lumps that are not supposed to be there. Obviously, he's got lumps that are supposed to be there. Ignore those. They're supposed to be there. So gently but firmly just push in. That's it. Good boy. Now, this is very invasive for most dogs, so you do need to give them a sweetie after that. There you go. And now down to the back legs, and you're going to do the same thing as you did with the front. Make sure all the joints move nicely. Please don't manipulate the joints in a way that they don't move. So just up and down. There we go. Nice, easy movement. And check in between the paws. There we go. Good boy, Tarquin. And check the nails. Good boy, Tarquin. That's it. Now I drift my hands back up, and I'm checking the hips. There we go. A lot of dogs suffer from hip dysplasia, so you do have to know what the shape of the hips is supposed to be, and then obviously treat the dog. Now the last thing that you're going to do, obviously you've now done both sides of this, but this is going to be a very long video if I do that. So check both sides, and then the last thing you are going to do is you're going to handle the tail. Now the tail you need to be very, very gentle with. It is part of their spine, so you don't want to be breaking or ricking or displacing anything. So very, very gently follow the shape of the tail. Now you can see that his curls round. I don't pull it out straight because that's not the way that it goes. So very, very gently. And then the last thing you can do is probably the most invasive thing, is you're going to tuck your hand just between his back legs. The reason for this is where the vet takes the temperature. So they are going to get a thermometer put in there later on if they have blocked anal glands. Fingers are going to go up there. When they're old, they're going to have prostates and things like that checked. They need to be comfortable with having that part of their body checked. And that is the medical checks that you're going to do. There we go. I'm going to show a short version of this, of how to do this with a bigger dog as well. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to show you that as well.
2, 1.
Okay, I have now swapped to a bigger dog, and I now have a chair. The dog that I'm using is actually my senior. His name's Tenna. He's 13, and he has recently had some health problems, so we've been seen by the vet very recently, haven't we? So this is where it is important to keep the medical checks up for the rest of your dog's life, not just when they're puppies. So as you can see, I am perched on the very edge of the chair. I'm quite up above him, which means that I can hold him if I need to. I've got control. What I'm going to start with, like I say, I'm not going to go through the whole thing with an explanation again. I'm literally just going to hand always on the dog so that he's not moving all that much. Check the teeth, old man teeth, yep, but you haven't loosened or lost any. Eyes. Now, here we go. Hey, ears. I'm not smelling that bad. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Mwah, good boy. And let's give you some sweeties. It's so nice to have you back. And down the legs. Find the dew claw. Check in between the pads. As you can see, he doesn't like this. He's got very ticklish feet, strangely enough. And then next one, dew claw. Oh, old dog, we might need a bit of a manicure here. Okay, up above. Okay, Get him standing, but still keep your hand on them. Shake the ribs. Shake the chest. Press in the stomach. Check the hips. Oh, dancey, dancey, dancey. Yes. Check the back legs. Check the movement. Up, up, up. You need to chew before you swallow, Fuzzface. Check the paws. Sit. There we go. And last but not least, check the tail. Now, he does actually have a enlarged prostate. This is why he's bouncing a little bit, because it is a bit sore back there. But he's still fine with me. Oh, thank you. With me doing the medical checks. Here we go. As far as the medical checks go, obviously it's a good idea, because the vet and the groomer and whoever else is a different person. If you have different people in your household, do this. This exercise can be done by younger children, however, only ever under supervision. They do need to be able to control the dog, so it is better if you're going to involve a kid when the dog is younger rather than when they're older. And that is the medical checks video for this exercise. If you enjoyed this and found this informative, please like the video. You're very welcome to comment underneath, and please subscribe to the channel, MP AB Dog Training. Thank you.